I mean, I think there's no magic trick to it. It's all about material. Um, in this era of television, people are reading mostly original pilots. So it's sitting down, writing your original pilot, making sure it feels special and feels like the thing. It echoes what you're passionate about, and your voice, and who you are as a person, who you are as a writer. So when somebody reads this, they'll know what you do and what your assets are, and they're excited by what the kinds of stories that you tell. And I think that's it. I think there's like probably a million little tricks of like trying. I mean, I talked about this in this other panel I did. Like, yeah, I'm sure there's a way that you can figure out how to like get into an Uber with an agent and you can slip your script, but that's, you can't count on those things. All you can control and all you can count on is material, and it's always going to be the best material wins. I I think that as a writer on staff, somebody told me early on that your job is to make the showrunner's job easier, whatever that is. If that's not necessarily writing, sometimes that is just, there's pure politics and personality and whatever. So that has been a helpful revelation, and and um, and then just in scene work, I you know that if you when you're writing, if you are excited to write something, if something is fun for you to write, then I think it will be joyous to watch too. And if something feels like a slog to write, then the scene is probably going to be a slog to watch. So I think when you approach a script to try to find the moments that you want to write, and that desire kind of forces itself through, and I think it really shows up in the writing. But I mean, they're all incredibly different, and it's every writer's room has its own personality, and everything has its own sort of energy, and and the thing, you just kind of have to like kind of feel it out on the first day and the first week of like, what is this room like, what are the rules of it, how do you mind this. Like there are rooms where there's a lot of downtime and there's a lot of like screwing around and watching YouTube videos, and there are rooms where you, from the second you come in to the second you leave, you are working, you are pitching, you are focused on getting that story up. So it the the showrunner kind of dictates the energy, and the other writers kind of dictate the mood, and it's your job as a writer on staff to just kind of figure out your place in it, and to like figure out if that is a place that you can be successful in. Yeah, I think the unwritten rules are is to, at least early on, to try to be positive to other people's pitches, and even if you don't like something, you don't think something works, you definitely have to have a solution. It definitely slows the process down if there is somebody just saying, no, I don't like that. And so that the key thing is to not just have your developed taste and story sense of what doesn't work, but you need to know how to make something work, and what is a pitch that can solve the problems of the episode, and also, yeah, I mean, and also not be a jerk, be a good person. Particularly like a writer's room is really like any other office dynamic, and you're with these people more than you're with your family at a certain point. So you just want to be a pleasant person to be around. It doesn't really evolve. I mean, it is when you're a writer. When you're a writer on staff, you eventually get a producing title with experience, because you really are producing your own episodes that you write. You are in the meetings with the costume people and the prop people and the and the production designers, and you're and locations, and you're being a part of like the creation of the episode, and you're on set the whole time and talking to the actors, and that is sort of a function of what television is. So so the writer kind of represents the authorial voice of the show, and therefore you end up producing. It is like formalized when you get like a probably like your fourth year in the writer's room. You get like a co-producer credit, and then a producer credit, and then a supervising producer credit, etc.